What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Game Changers Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about ex Houston police chief that was involved in child P and some other charges with children. It's pretty wild, pretty crazy. Let's go ahead and cut to the video for it.
Turn now to new video this morning showing the moment former Houston Police Captain Darren Edwards was taken into federal custody. On Friday, the FBI led Edwards out of the Galveston County Courthouse in cuffs while he was in court for a separate hearing. Edwards was allowed to retire from the force in March, but earlier this month he was indicted by a federal grand jury. The charges include coercion and enticement of a minor, and also possessing and making child pornography. Edwards was first arrested by League City Police in February, where he was charged with sexual exploitation of children and child pornography. Thank you. Let's turn now to...
It's a sad, sick world, man.
Wow.
And it's these motherfuckers that's holding high powered positions, bro, that are in these positions just to target kids. Like you're supposed to be somebody trusted in the community. You was put in that place to protect and serve, and here you are. This shit crazy, man.
And we see it more and more. We see it more and more and more. And, you know, it's just unfortunate. It's sad.
Sick.
ASAP.
Well, and I don't know if our viewers can see that on the screen, but he was allegedly, encountered with this one of the encounters with this 12-year-old girl between 85 and 100 times. So that's just one part of this case. So 85, 85 to 100 is what is being reported. So who knows? It could even be more than that.
And he's probably been doing it for nobody knows how long. She's 12 now, so it's no telling when it started. Like, that's just sick, bro. Like I just don't understand how grown ass men can be attracted to kids, bro.
Yeah,
like these are kids.
And this is somebody who's throwing away a whole career. He was able to retire. One thing, why y'all allowing him to retire after such a, heinous fucking crime? And it seemed like the local authorities were trying to let it go under the rug. But of course, FBI and all these people have to step in to make you motherfuckers accountable for something. So it's just crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Something wrong like with this. These type of people don't belong in jail, bro. That's too easy. That is too easy. That's them getting off.
Yeah.
When protectors prey on kids,
and
America, we have a problem.
We do have a problem, and we just did a show, I believe a week ago, about the Virginia high school head coach that had went on a run after an undefeated season, with dealing in the same exact things, and he is another person that was in a higher position in the community, dealing with children, being a coach. Just as this ex-police Houston chief was, of being a high-ranking position within the police force there down in Houston, and these are people that could make moves, and he's obviously even more powerful than the head coach of a football team. This man is head of a police force, so he could call up, he can arrange things, he can put all these things together to hide evidence,
hide shit. Yep.
Man, do all kind of stuff to set up meetings with these kids, lie to parents and tell them he needs to see these kids for this reason or that reason or whatever. This is where it gets scary, because when these high-ranking people are the ones that are doing these vile acts, then who do you turn to? When we know that these people are doing this, evidence. It's not a conspiracy. It's not people just talking. This man just got arrested for these things. So who do people turn to? Who do people in the Houston community trust?
Can't trust nobody no more, man. Like all these people that are getting these leadership positions and probably like pillars of their communities and community leaders, you can't trust them because shit like this happens. when you do put all your trust into a person and feels like they can be trusted with your child because of the position that they're in, and the whole time they're using that position to get to your kids so that they can do vile shit like this.
And let's think about the part where this guy really got caught because he did this online. What if he had just kept this in reality and kept pursuing? Because he is the police chief, you know what I'm saying? So who knows how long he could have got away with it in person. You know, it being online made it, I would think, a little easier for the FBI to target you. You know, you got things on your IP address and stuff like that. So there are ways for them to track you that way. But otherwise, this is the police chief in the local community. Like, who's gonna, you know, investigate him from within? Nobody.
Yeah.
So who knows how long he's been doing this? Who knows what other things he may have done that haven't been, you know what I'm saying, blasted to the internet. But
Who else
another predator off the streets.
Mhm.
It's disgusting.
But he's going to jail. Like, he needs to be handcuffed, paraded through that town in Houston, blindfolded, and let the motherfuckers take a bat to him. Let them just walk down through there. Everybody take a swing at them. Like, motherfuckers like that don't deserve jail, bro. They deserve worse. They deserve to be tortured. You need the fear of God needs to be put in you like you put in that child.
Yeah.
Let's turn now to new video this morning showing the moment former Houston Police Captain Darren Edwards was taken into federal custody. On Friday, the FBI led Edwards out of the Galveston County Courthouse in cuffs while he was in court for a separate hearing. Edwards was allowed to retire from the force in March, but earlier this month he was indicted by a federal grand jury. The charges include coercion and enticement of a minor, and also possessing and making child pornography. Edwards was first arrested by League City Police in February, where he was charged with sexual exploitation of children and child pornography. Thank you. Let's turn now to...
Now, he was in there for a separate charge. He was in there for the earlier charges. And now they find, you know, more on him where it's all bad, man.
And that's how it normally happens. They get caught for something else, and then so they started doing an investigation, and they go through their computers and all that shit, and that's when they find all the graphic stuff that they have been doing for who God knows how long, and how many people he's done this to. I'm pretty. Yeah, I go about to say this pretty short shit again, but I hope a lot more people come out. Because this, y'all got to think about the damage that this is doing to these kids, man. Like, these kids are never going to be able to trust again. Not only when they get older, like, think about the damage that it's going to do to the relationship that they are going to try to build when they get older.
And in this case, this is the police.
When they see a police officer.
This is a police. Yeah. So it's
they're never going to trust again.
Right. These are the main people that you are supposed to go to when there's trouble, when there's times when people you don't know where to go. I want to be able to go to the police for. You know, if you had a situation where the police chief did things to you, are you going to want to run to the police station when you need help?
That's what I'm saying. Because that was the same thing. That was the same thing going on with the kids and the religious organizations, the certain churches who were abusing these kids. And, you know, at least when these kids get older, they just go away from the church, right? So they don't have to see these type of people in those positions anymore, right? But as when it comes to the police, there's nowhere you can go and there's not going to be interaction with a police officer or the legal system, the justice system in some shape or fashion. So yes, this is, you know, immense damage to these young people, and I say there should be a harsher penalty. He shouldn't get this supervised release and all this old stuff. Who knows what other stuff he's done? That's all I can say.
But to also bring up the case that has been lingering around here in America forever, and the case that we all want to see the files in, the Jeffrey Epstein case. It all ties back into this. And with this guy right here being the ex-police chief of Houston, Texas, this shows you once again that these files have even more validity. Not because, of course, you know, you have to prove things, but it shows you that people in higher power and higher positions are dealing with children in these ways, and it shows you that those things are most possibly are going on. Those things are going on and did happen with Jeffrey Epstein, and people of power are obviously involved in this. Because,
and we can also say that the FBI, I'm sorry, but the FBI is certainly ramping up their activity. You're right. It's like, man,
they want to
FBI doing a lot of arrests lately. We seeing some lot of big name arrests, and we talked about them right here on this podcast, where we're seeing the FBI really, you know, taking a bite out of crime all of a sudden.
But not out of the right ones though. They're going out the. I mean, these people needs to be arrested also. But let's get to the bigger picture. Let's get to these billionaires and these politicians that are out here doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, and that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. That's exactly what's gonna happen. It's gonna get swept under the rug because of money.
Don't try to hand feed us this bullshit. Which, I mean, not bullshit, but don't try to hand feed us this, but then push the rest of it under the rug like we're gonna just forget.
Yeah, basically giving us a low-hanging fruit. Now, with this man being who he was in the community in Houston, he really technically wasn't a low-hanging fruit individual. He was pretty high up there. We're going to talk about for the state of Texas and for the city of Houston. He was, he was a pretty prominent figure. People know who this man is.
Yep.
Locally, yes. But so it makes it look as if, oh yeah, we're going in, we're going after these type of guys. No, we need the people with the big money, because yes, he might have had a decent salary, he was doing well for himself or whatnot, but he's still an everyday person within his city. We're talking about powerful people internationally throughout the world that have connections to do what they want, go on planes, go to islands, be there for months on end, never have to worry about $1 to spend, and they can control what goes on within nations and what happens within countries. These are the people that we want to see actually come to justice, because these are the people that need to get out of our power system to allow the right people to get into our power system to make actual decisions for people, and we know that they're not perverts and evil weirdos.
Big fuckers.
Great
Burn them all at the
point.
stake.
Great point.
Mm-hmm.
Burn all their ass. Like this is just crazy, bro. And then like to think though, last week we just talked about this with the Virginia head coach, and now this week we're talking about the same exact thing with somebody in a high powered position that has access to kids at any time that they want. This is just, you get tired of it.
Tune in next week to the Game Changers podcast, because 9 times out of 10 we might have another show on this.
There's gonna be somebody else. Hey, but don't y'all forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Choose life.
Peace.